All you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-9336. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-9336. 800-444-9336.
It's time for Farm and Ranch headlines on the Southeast AgNet. I'm Tyron Spearman reporting. Peanut farmers invest a lot of money, and so does USDA and the federal government, in peanut research. It takes collaboration between scientists, and one of those scientists is Dr. Corley Holbrook, a USDA research geneticist. He brought the new meaning to this old phrase of working together through his work with the collaboration between Dr. Peggy Ozias-Akins and Dr. Juliette Chen. Holbrook estimated that they have annually genotyped over 15,000 seeds using genetic markers. This work has been and will continue to lead to scientific breakthroughs in peanuts. Holbrook's latest advancement, he says, is a peanut variety that has developed using genetic markers resistant to leaf spot. This development could lead to reduced or elimination of spraying for leaf spot.
The 2022 peanut planting season is well underway, but many growers remember the issues they had to deal with last year. BASF Technical Service Representative Abraham Fulmer looks back at some of those.
Long story short, 2021 was a lot of disease. Probably the most late leaf spot pressure we have seen in years across the Southeast. However, one of the very encouraging things that we saw from our research and from our own farm trials was that where we included Provisol, whether it was a latest program or a convoy program or a Scali or tebuconazole program, we saw enhanced leaf spot control and white mold controls. And in a lot of those cases, we saw enhanced yield as well. So very positive for what we saw with Provisol in 2021.
Provisol fungicide provides fast disease-stopping power to shield new growth and provides residual protection as the plant develops. Learn more at agriculture.basf.us. Always read and follow label directions.
I'm Tyron Spearman for Southeast AgNet.
Longer days are a welcome sight, just like these unbeatable prices at Rural King. Get 4 gallons of Pool Shock liquid chlorinator for just $9.99 a box. Or Taste of the Wild High Prairie grain-free dog food for $49.99 a bag, in-store only. And don't miss out on assorted veggie or herb plants for just $3.99 a piece. Shop these deals and more at RuralKing.com or your neighborhood Rural King, America's farm and home store.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Today will be partly sunny with a thunderstorm this afternoon. High today 86 to 88. Then partly cloudy skies tonight with a low 68 to 72. We'll have a mix of clouds and sunshine Wednesday with a thunderstorm in parts of the area in the afternoon. High 84 to 86. Then a passing shower in the afternoon on Thursday. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
Nirvana, Ocala's premier medical spa, is leading the way in great skin with all the newest in treatment options, offering prejuvenation for younger clients and rejuvenation for all ages. Nirvana knows you want to look your very best. We want you to look like you, just better, brighter and younger, with all the newest and best in technology and all in the most beautiful surroundings. Like Nirvana Medical Spa on Facebook and find them on the web at nirvanamedicalspa.com. Become a better, brighter and younger you.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
Yep, we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too.
Well, as a matter of fact, join me, Matt Gibbs from Sunrise Automotive, every Tuesday at 10 for auto repair with personal care right here on The Source.
Arnett House is giving away $10,000 on May 31st. Get your ticket and more information at arnetthouse.org. Do not have to be present to win. This hour of Ocala Talks is brought to you in part by Blockers Furniture. Go see all their specials at blockersfurniture.com. Yes, it is time for In the Garden with Carol Ann Baldwin. She's running a few minutes late this morning. She had a doctor's appointment, and so she's running a few minutes late this morning. But she will be en route. She is en route, so she will be here very soon. Let's talk about something that you need to be in tune to, and that is hurricane season. If you got some trees or things that you think may have some issues with rotting, or that you see some dead limbs or something, now is the time to reach out to your tree surgeons or your tree guys and all to make sure that you get those trees taken care of before hurricane season, which starts tomorrow, before a storm comes through and knocks that tree down on its own accord, and it falls into your house or something, or you crushes your car, or falls into the neighbor's house, or takes the neighbor's fence out, or the neighbor's car out, or falls and gets one of your pets, or falls and gets you. There's a myriad of ways trees can be damaging entities, and hurricane season helped, and the rainy season too, when the ground gets saturated and all, these trees get weak root systems will become very vulnerable and have the ability to topple over. And when I bring that up because Hurricane Agatha has come on shore in the Pacific, the Eastern Pacific Hurricane Center. It is the strongest hurricane ever recorded to come ashore in May in the Pacific hurricane area, according to the Pacific Hurricane Center. It made landfall on a sparsely populated stretch of small beach towns and fishing villages. It came ashore as a strong Category 2 hurricane with maximum sustained winds of 105 miles per hour. It was downgraded to a tropical storm late last night. Its sustained winds down to 70 miles per hour. The National Hurricane Center says the storm should dissipate overnight, but warning the system's heavy rain still pose a threat of danger and flash floods to Mexico. And then heavy rains and all, once it gets back out in the Gulf, they say that there's a very good potential that it could re-intensify into at least a tropical storm, which would then be the first tropical storm of our season, and they would call it Alex. It would get a new name, Alex. And it is going to bring heavy rain, according to all the spaghetti models. I use Mike's weather page on Facebook. I find it to be amazingly accurate. But according to all the spaghetti weather models that you see on all the various news outlets, this has the potential of being a heavy rainmaker for the state of Florida Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And when I mean heavy rainmaker, there have been estimates that this could bring 8 to 10 inches of rain to our area in less than 3 days. Now, we have been very dry recently, but, that much rain all at one time still isn't going to soak in fast enough. So you could have issues with your trees and things like that that make it a danger, even if you don't get hurricane force winds or even tropical storm force winds. You still have dead branches, dead trees, stuff like that topple over, weak root system trees that could, through the saturation in the ground gets so wet and saturated that the roots give way and the tree falls over. So this is the time, if you got any kind of tree issue or you think you see some dead spots in your tree and all, call a professional. Get them out there to look at it and try to figure out the best avenue to take care of it, because, it's going to be too late once a tree falls and takes out your lanai, or falls and takes out your garage, or falls the other way and takes out your neighbor's bedroom or the car in the driveway. It's too late then. Now you got a lawsuit issue and an insurance issue. Whereas now you can get a professional out there to look at your trees, test your trees, tell you which trees have a potential of, causing damage and which ones need to go. And you can take care of that now right before hurricane season starts. Because once hurricane season and the rainy season starts, if your ground gets saturated or if your root system gets where it's too weak to hold up in the soft dirt, or you get dead branches falling or something, it's too late once it happens to go back and say, my bad. It's called preparedness. You know, we had the hurricane free taxes going on right now for hurricane supplies and all. It's not, you know, you go out and buy generators and everything now. So just get prepared. But one of the things you need to do as you're preparing is to make sure your yard is prepared, mainly your trees, because those are the ones that fall and take out power lines, and they take out other people's houses, your houses, the cars. They can take your pets out, you out. So, you know, and once the storm's here, it's too late then. So get it checked out now before a storm potentially gets here. But you don't have very much time, because we have potential, according to most of the weather models, of 8 to 10 inches of rain over the weekend. Hopefully those weather models change and we don't get that much rain. But as of right now, there's a lot of rain, soaking coming, even if we don't get tropical force winds. But there's a 60% chance that the storm that was Agatha, as it moves across the Yucatan Peninsula and comes back out in the Gulf, there's a 60% chance, according to the National Hurricane Center, that it could become a named tropical storm in the eastern region, and it would take the name of Alex. So Agatha will become Alex if it gets up to tropical storm force winds, sustained winds, and you know that it has the potential to cause some damage in Florida. So go out and make an appointment this week if you can get somebody out there, get them to look at your trees. Take care of that before it ends up being a boondoggle of money because a tree fell and damaged either your house, your neighbor's house, their car, your car, or hurt somebody. We never want to see that happen. We'll take a break. Carol Ann Baldwin will be in the building next on In the Garden with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
You know Dex Imaging? Think again. In the office, streamlining communications. In the field, delivering top-notch service, enhancing productivity and reducing downtime. In the data center, a part of the growing digital document revolution. In the world of business, supporting entrepreneurs and helping companies grow. In the forefront of technology, developing cutting-edge document management solutions. So if you think you know Dex Imaging, you don't know Dex.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hi, this is Becky at Hello Gorgeous Salon. It's time to get that new look started. Let's get rid of those sun-damaged ends and faded out color and get into something rich and vibrant. Humidity is not your hair's friend. It causes your hair to capture moisture and leaves it looking dry and unhealthy. Hello Gorgeous is a certified Brazilian blowout salon. We can tame those locks, leaving your hair healthy and shiny with a Brazilian smoothing treatment. So let us help you make a great first impression. Call us today to set your appointment at Hello Gorgeous. Our number is 352-351-5358. Again, that's 352-351-5358. And don't forget, we also do men and children's cuts too. 351-5358. Hello Gorgeous is conveniently located in the heart of downtown Ocala. So call today and set up your appointment at Hello Gorgeous Salon at 351-5358. That's 351-5358.
Hello, gorgeous.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY only $4.99. Plus DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge, undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros. Trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
Two Men in a Truck.
Hello, I'm Mark Sears with Regency Printing. With over 10 years in the printing business, I know you'll find Regency Printing the place for all your local printing needs. Plus, I have fax services, mailbox rentals, notary service, U.S. mail, pack and ship, all at one convenient location, 2375 Northeast 25th Avenue. Just look for the yellow signs. Regency Printing, 789-6683. That's 789-6683. Regency Printing.
Each morning, we wake up thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all. But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland help you find the answers. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day.
Attention passengers for Flight 1370. The plane has been delayed at its departure point and will be at least 2 hours late. We apologize for any inconvenience.
Are you serious? It took us over an hour to get here, 2 hours going through security and getting our tickets, and now we have to wait another 2 hours.
Yeah, it's beautiful here, but we're inside this overcrowded airport all day because the plane is stuck in bad weather.
This is the last time we ever do this. When we get back, we're going to Ocala Aviation and getting our pilot's license.
Yeah, we've been talking about that long enough. It's about time we did it. Then we could just fly ourselves and never have to deal with this mess again.
Right. No long lines, no full body groping security, no baggage checks.
Not to mention never losing your luggage. Remind me again why we haven't done that?
Well, we're idiots.
Oh, right.
Attention all passengers for Flight 1370. It looks like the plane is going to be delayed a little bit longer. The airline has lost the pilot's luggage. Isn't it time you got your pilot's license? Call Ocala Aviation today. 352-861-7484. That's 352-861-7484. Hey, you've earned it. Call today.
Howdy folks, RL here for Dairy Queen again to tell you about what's hot and what's not. Dairy Queen has some of the best char-grilled chicken breasts on earth, as well as their chicken breast salad. And the burgers are exceptional, cooked on a real grill for the best flavor and less fat. And for dessert, blizzards are unequaled. Personally, banana split is my all-time favorite. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
What would you do with $10,000? Find out more and get your ticket at arnetthouse.org. Drawing is May 31st. You do not have to be present to win. That's right. It's Master Gardener Caroline Baldwin still efforting to get in with us. She'll be in route. She texted me, said she's en route, but traffic being what it is in Ocala, she's doing her best to get here. She had a doctor's appointment she had to go to. So she's trying to get here as quick as possible. She'll be here very soon. I will tell you, though, that in her absence, I can tell you that something she told my wife and I that was very easy to do that I had reservations about. And we've talked about it numerous times on the program, but it is very easy to do. And it's something that I don't even think about now. And that's composting and how easy it can be to just start your little planter boxes, or if you have some dirt where you want to put a garden and everything. We took an old area on the side of the house that had shrubs and ripped all the shrubs out, and lo and behold found that we had the Archer fill dirt, construction dirt in there mostly, and that's why the shrubs didn't survive like they should have. Well, we started, my wife did, and let's be honest, I think I've dug 2 holes out of the 50 or so that have been dug. But she started digging a foot across diameter hole, probably 1.5 to 2 foot deep. And we have 2 big margarine containers. And we take those margarine containers and put in our scraps from the vegetables we cut up or the eggs we boil and everything. And we put those in there, and once a couple of them fill up, we go dig a hole and put it in the ground, and lo and behold, we end up with great dirt. So it's something very easy to do that doesn't cost you what Black Cow and stuff like that cost you. Carol Ann Baldwin is with us now.
I made it in.
But it's just a real easy process of creating compost if you need it in small sections and everything. It's been great. We don't have a big compost pile or anything in our yard. We don't have
micro compost.
Yeah, it's done amazing. And by the way, we took our first cucumber off yesterday.
I saw she posted some pictures.
Yeah, first cucumber off yesterday that she cut up for her salad today.
Nice.
And cucumbers, if you hadn't noticed, cucumbers at the grocery store, they're no longer 49 cents a piece.
Oh, they haven't been 49 cents a piece in a long
right.
time.
So, we'll probably get 35, 40 cucumbers this year.
Yeah.
Which will save us probably $30.
And offer that ability of adding that extra, part into your salad, that extra nutrient that maybe,
And it'll be 30,
we kind of have to buy
$35
lettuce this time of year, but you know what? A lot of times lettuce is overrated. I just mix everything
Well, we
else.
got the honey cup or something like, I don't know.
Okay.
What's it? It's not iceberg.
Okay.
But it's not romaine either. It's
okay.
Oh, it's a honey biscuit. I don't know. It's something.
So some kind of lettuce.
But it's like
Buttercrisp.
Buttercrisp. Thank you.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
The Buttercrisp.
Buttercrisp, and it's like they're like 3 foot tall now, 2.5 foot tall right now.
Okay.
I don't know when you start to harvest them.
I'd start harvesting.
Are they going to head or
no?
So they're just going to grow tall.
Yeah, so I'd start harvesting because they start to get bitter. With us, lettuces in the hot months have a tendency to get bitter.
So they're probably as big as they're going to get.
Or they'll keep getting taller, but they'll bolt. They'll try to go to flower. So I'd be plucking leaves,
take those leaves off because there's some nice leaves in there.
Oh yeah, go from there, and maybe even check some of those older ones. Have a couple bites of them, see whether or not they're not picking up a bitterness yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they're a good 2.5 foot, 2.5 foot tall.
So they're they usually they'll come up, and when they've got. It's what they call a loose head lettuce.
Yeah, it looks like there's a little.
It
never
it's
forms.
trying. Right. It's never tight. It's it's always like it's trying. But even when they're little, you can actually clip them off, and they'll usually.
Well, I'm gonna take a picture of it when I get home today and send it to you. And
yeah.
You tell me whether we're ready. Or not.
I would be picking anyway, just because it's that time of year.
And then we got the
little cherry tomatoes.
Cherry tomatoes that bush has exploded.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That tomato bush has exploded.
Yeah. Happy.
And the bell peppers, though, we don't seem they're still only about like that.
They're still small.
Yeah.
Well, they'll catch up.
Yeah,
They'll get going.
Yeah, can I tell you a funny story? Susan's not listening, so
okay.
I can tell you the story. Cause Susan's not listening, as far as I know.
We'll find out.
She fertilized. Remember, I told you she got you suggested to get the liquid fertilizer that you put in.
Just hit
with the water hose.
Right.
Remember, I told you she did that.
Right.
And then
everything shot up and grew.
Well, that's what I thought.
Right.
Because it had shot up and it grew.
Right.
And then about 4 days later, she's out there with the fertilizer again. And I go, whoa. Carol Ann Baldwin said that you don't need to do that. We've done it.
You don't want to do that. Yeah.
She goes, what are you talking about? I didn't do it. I go, I saw you out here 2 days ago, 3 days ago with it. She goes, remember how it was leaking real bad and everything? I go, yeah. She goes, because I didn't take the plastic cover off, so the water didn't get down in the canister. It was just shooting water out.
It was just going water. Ah, oopsies.
So she hadn't fertilized the first time.
She had not dumped it. They just grew because of the weather, and we've had rain and lightning and that. And
so they had grown just because they were
because it was that time. Yeah,
right.
And it has good soil.
And now she put the fertilizer on it.
Wow,
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And we put a little. She had a little wire rack that was at her shop.
Okay.
And we just leaned it against the wall at the house, and the cucumbers were growing towards the yard.
Right.
So we turned them. We just pulled the cucumbers and laid them next to the trellis.
Right.
But they were like bent over, right?
Right.
Oh no, they wrapped around that trellis and crawling trellis. It was 3 days ago. You go look, and the little things are wrapped.
Tendrils
oh,
are wrapped.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
isn't nature great?
It really is cool how it works.
It is.
So. You came here unscathed though.
I made it. Yeah,
and you look a little tan.
I was in Daytona over the weekend.
You look a little tan. Somebody might have been on vacation or something.
I was. Today's last day of vacation. That's the hardest day. No, tomorrow will be the hardest.
No, you're at
day.
work right now, so.
Well, not really. This is something that's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, but you look all tan and.
Yeah, spent the day doing Honor Fest. It was Honor Fest over Daytona at the Speedway. And they managed to, because Friday night just
How was
about
Toby?
the time. Huh?
Did you see Toby?
Yes, saw Toby. Saw the governor.
Oh, Ron made it.
Ron made it. Ron made it. He made an appearance. Ollie North.
Ollie was there.
Ollie was there. My sister got a
Colonel
book.
North,
Colonel
look at
North got her a signed copy of his book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a big concert.
Non-gardening related, but Memorial Day saluting our Vietnam vets.
And that was a big day. Big concert and everything.
Yeah, it was music all day. Good day.
Good
they
for
actually crammed all of Friday into Saturday because
Friday was a washout.
Because Friday, just about the time they were opening the gates up, the lightning and that was starting, so they had to cancel. But instead of just canceling everything Friday, we just sort of
crammed everything Saturday.
Everything into Saturday.
Yeah, and that's the sea breeze.
That's it.
That's something we did. Look, it's starting. Hurricane season's tomorrow.
Yep.
But
and
it looks like Alex may form.
Yeah. Well, what is it we got? Yeah. Agatha's coming through Mexico, and it's going to poke her head out of the
and then become Alex.
And possibly.
Right.
Depends. The Euro model's got it going that way. The Americans got it going underneath. I haven't really paid attention to any other spaghetti models.
Well, I go to Mike's weather page.
Right.
That's
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to look at him today.
We're going to take a break. More with Master Gardener Caroline Baldwin. She takes your phone calls at this time out. 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source. I think it's The Source. It may not be The Source, but yeah. Oh no, it's The Source. It's The Source. I'm still, I'm doing crazy things.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
12 mass shootings in 3 days. That's a new total over Memorial Day weekend, fresh off the shooting tragedy in Texas. The Gun Violence Archive says the most happened at parties. The city of Chicago had a violent weekend. 46 people were shot, 10 of them were killed. Hurricane Agatha touched down in Mexico's southern coast Monday as heavy storm surges and rains prompted flooding and mudslide warnings. Agatha made landfall about 5 miles west of Puerto Angel as a Category 2 storm with maximum sustained winds of 105 miles an hour. Despite evidence that China's the country of origin of the COVID-19 outbreak and that it may have even covered up its own role in the pandemic, the nation was elected to the World Health Organization's Executive Board last week. Thanks for listening. We are USA Radio News.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule. Changing the world, one life at a time.
I have religiously taken the Balance of Nature. I haven't missed one day, and I'm loving the product. I feel better. My wife has noticed that I felt better, and I've noticed that I want to get up and go piddle in the garage and, do something that doesn't matter to anybody on earth but me, but I have the energy to where I want to do that. So I really think Balance of Nature is helping me.
Get a wide variety of all your daily recommended servings of whole fruits and vegetables without having to leave your home. Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Call 800-2468-751. That's 800-2468-751. Or by going to balanceofnature.com and make sure to receive this special radio offer by using discount code USA.
Shamrock Security Systems, 629-3223. Shamrock Security Systems is located here in Ocala, Florida. Shamrock Security Systems is a top-rated alarm company offering 24/7 monitoring, video surveillance, fire and flood protection. You'll sleep a little better once the job is done. Shamrock Security Systems for over 31 years. 629-3223. Get a 100% free quote from Shamrock Security. 629-3223.
Hey, come help celebrate 70 years all this week at Baldwin's Camellia Gardens in Ocala. Now, they've pulled out all the stops with never-before prices on everything for your lawn or garden. A new record-breaking price on crepe myrtles. Get 6 number 1 size crepe myrtles, your choice of lavender, white, fuchsia, salmon pink, or pink, for just $29.99. Yes, 6 for $29.99, and larger sizes are available. Get blueberries at an all-time low price of $9.99. Summer annuals $2.29, or mix and match a tray of 18 for just $35.99. Everywhere you look, there are BOGOs, all low prices, all buy one, get one free. Check the greenhouse for savings up to 20% or more on everything. A complete list of the savings at BobWinesCameliaGardens.net. They're on Southeast 38th Street, Ocala. They're open till 4:30 weekdays, Saturdays till 3. Now keeping you in bloom for 70 years.
So many people here are getting real lasting joint pain relief from QC Kinetics.
QC Kinetics has changed my life.
I would recommend QC to anybody. The work that QC Kinetics did paid off exponentially.
It brought me back to an effective age of almost in my 20s and 30s.
QC Kinetics uses cutting-edge regenerative medicine, natural biologics from your own body, precision treatments that can restore and repair damaged tissue in your aching joints, with no meds, no steroids, no drugs, and no downtime.
I got a very quick resolution to my pain.
It is a all-natural therapy. You're using you to fix you.
I got my life back. I got my smile back. And best of all, I got my laugh back.
Don't live with that pain anymore. And don't let them tell you surgery is your only option. Learn more about regenerative options from the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics. Call now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 352-400-4550. That's 352-400-4550. 352-400-4550.
On the first and third Wednesday mornings each month at 9:05 a.m., Robert Colin with On Top of the World will be our guest as we learn all about the exciting lifestyle and new home choices available at Ocala's premier adult active community, On Top of the World. From time to time, Robert will bring guests, and you're sure to enjoy our little chats. After all, you deserve the world, and we bring it to you.
That's right. It's Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin bringing advice to you about your garden, your plants, your flower beds, your shrubs, your trees. You can reach her at 352-622-9622. We were just talking in the break about some photos you posted on the Facebook page.
I did, yeah.
You were at your Airbnb this weekend.
We were at the Airbnb, and this was, yeah, I know. I'm on vacation doing stuff.
And you're still doing plant stuff.
And I spot something that I go, you know what? Here's a really good example of this. And so I snapped a couple pictures. Beautiful community that we stayed in. It was actually one of the golf communities over in Daytona area. And this one, I took one picture, and if anybody's looking at the Facebook group page, because I posted them, it shows some, like some boxwoods at the back and these 3 dead shrubs in the middle. And lots of mulch, and you can't, I guess the picture doesn't really do it justice. Okay, come on, get bigger.
Is your phone not working
there
now?
We go. But in the middle of these dead shrubs, you see mulch. and the mulch is all, like, when they put the mulch in, they just probably, dumped the stuff all over, raked it around to where it was smooth, and all this mulch is up in the stems of all of these plants, and they're dead. And they look like they have been for a while. That either, and also possibility of that when they were planted, it was that thing we've talked about before, where one guy comes through with the power auger and bores a hole in the earth, and the next guy comes and pulls the plant out of the pot, throws it in the hole, kicks some dirt over it, then they pile some mulch up and go from there. Let me get that. And so they're small, they're dead plants, and let me find you. I gotta do this one little thing here just so that
Somebody just noticed
somebody just I felt that sort of buzz in there, but you can see where all those stems are. And actually, if this would have been done, the way I like to think about mulching is, you do this a lot of times on an annual basis. Some people do it more than once a year, but go through and every couple of years rake out a bulk of that mulch.
Yeah, you can just tell when you look at these that these were the little things are trying to survive.
Yeah, there's a little bit of green, but not. I don't think they're going to make it through this summer.
But it looks like they're. When you look at this one dead one, and you see the mulch, it's halfway in the bush.
It's in the bush and halfway up. I mean, it's covering the bottom stems. It's into the center stems. It's not the way to do. We don't want to pile around our trees like that. Around our trees, we call that volcano mulching, where it's, coming, your tree ring is not wide enough around, so you're piling that mulch to where it's coming up on the trunk of the tree. That holds moisture. It makes a place for insect and disease issues to begin in there. But even if you do this every spring, is just gently rake some of that mulch out of there. Every couple of years, I'd probably even rake it way down. Really clean it up. That's how, guess what? You will get rid of a lot of weed seed, so that you will start your season out without those weeds already starting, because everybody condemns weed fabric. Weed fabric does its job. Birds fly over and drop weed seed. Lawnmowers make weed seed airborne. Weed seed just becomes airborne because of weather systems and things like that. So you're not going to keep the weed seed from landing on top of the mulch and beginning its life cycle. So if every couple of years or every spring you go through and rake out a portion of that mulch, you're actually raking out some of that weed, some of the roots from those weeds that were coming through, and allowing you to put a thin, clean layer of mulch down, not up into the stems of the plant, but hold that back. Use that mulch as sort of the well where the water can actually go and water down in there, and do like that. And the other one has the society garlic. The second picture has a society garlic. Where's that one? Society? Yeah, that was a society.
And it's about covered up too.
And it's about covered up too. There's some on the other side that had one or two flowers. This stuff should be blooming like crazy.
And there's no blooms at all.
There's no bloom. It's looking straggly. It's looking thin, and it was just a little. These folks are not doing their landscape work. Whoever's coming through and doing. Just needs to,
do a little better job.
Do a little better job. Do a little better clean out, and it would look nicer.
Good morning, you're on with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin.
Good morning, Carol Ann.
Good morning.
I think I talked about this once before. Was it this past Saturday? Was really sunny out. I think the temperature was my temperature that I got was 87, but the UV rays coming down, when I looked up my phone, said it was extreme. Isn't there a number or something that they give the UV index to tell you what you're doing? But it was so hot, I felt it on my, I got a farmer's suntan.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So my arms actually felt like somebody was putting a heat gun to it, or something like that. I just turned around, dropped everything, and went inside.
Go back in the house. Yeah, that heat index, when they show us that on the news and on the weather report, that's for us. And our pets, more than our plants and our landscape. That's the humidity and the sunlight and all of that. The UV is how quickly your skin will burn in the sun. Plants are accustomed to that, or plants would have figured out how to build houses over themselves. But we also know that certain plants prefer to be understory. You know, if you had plants that preferred to be understory or shade plants out in that full sun, they too would burn. That's why we try to make sure that when we're putting plants, we put them in the right place. You wouldn't want to put your shade-loving gingers and liriopes and Aztec grasses and things like that out there in that full hot sun, especially in the summer months. You're gonna find burn, and they're not gonna look nice.
Well, the other thing I wanted to say is you have the anti-American government crying climate change. You have Kerry flying all over the place in his personal jet, yelling climate change. The climate didn't change, but the UV from index or UV radiation from the sun sure is increasing.
And that varies seasonally and year by year. That's the same thing. We go through cycles in weather.
Yes.
Actually, a couple weeks ago when they had the weather report, they were showing where we were going to have some extreme highs of 96 and 97, 98 degrees. But they also posted the last time we were that hot, and some of them were 70 years ago, 80 years ago. So it's not as if
it's cyclical. Thanks for the call,
Sonny. Well, I heard that the sun does its little thing there about once every 11 years.
Yeah, we get more. And, we get more solar flares.
The other thing we got to think about is if it keeps getting brighter and throws out more radiation, that's the oncoming steps before it implodes. And we all become part of a black hole or something.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the call,
anyway,
Sonny.
It's so hot. It wasn't hot. It was like to me, 87. You go under a tree, and you're feeling comfortable.
Right. So we've actually had a very nice spring. We're just at this time of year. It might not have been as much breeze. I was in Daytona in an open. Well, in the infield of the Speedway, there was a great breeze blowing over, and we did have some shade from some umbrellas, and it was a wonderful.
There was great wind blowing.
Yeah.
Thanks for the call, Sonny. There was great wind blowing yesterday. We commented on this. We went to the Memorial Day celebration
to the park,
at the Veterans Memorial Park. If you sat out in the sun, it was hot, but we sat in the shade on some bleachers with the shade. And there was a nice breeze blowing, and we talked about how it was comfortable.
It was very comfortable. We've been up in the 80s, and actually 88 is not unusual for this time of year. I don't think.
Yesterday about 4:00, 4:30, we're at Susan and I are at the golf course. She's riding around with me. In the shade, the wind was blowing.
It was pleasant,
You got out of that shade,
and it was hot.
That sun ate you.
Yeah.
The UV ate you.
Yeah.
The sun ate you.
But that was and again, when you're gonna be out and out in the yard and things like that. That's why I say do it early in the morning. Do it later, later in the afternoon when it starts to cool down.
And they have UV shirts now.
There's
and everything.
UV shirts, your sunscreen, and things like that is just and even they say even the UV shirts aren't necessary. You do go to a thrift store and get you some button-down cotton shirts. They're going to help. I just like the UV ones is because the quick dry, the dry tech.
Right.
Because if you go ahead and wet those sleeves down, you're not saggy, drippy. That absorbs rather quickly, but cools you down, and then you're good.
You should see a certain person. I won't say any names. Dan Martone, and how bad sunburn they got yesterday.
Oh. Yeah,
I won't say anybody's name though. Dan Martone.
Dan Martone.
Yeah.
Did the missus get?
No,
she wore sunscreen. And,
I guess.
Yeah. See, I had done some sunscreen, picked up some good color, but did not get burned even though I was outside all day.
Exactly. Good morning, you're on with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin.
Yes, this is Grady. I'm looking to find out some information. I got a hibiscus.
Okay.
And every time my bulbs start to get ready to bloom and everything, before they do, it feels like something just cuts them right off. It's real.
Do they turn yellow and do they just turn yellow, or are they just dropping off?
They're dropping off like it's been cut off.
Okay. It could be something just cutting them off, but a lot of times hibiscus can get some insect pests that affect the flower buds. and they get into those buds before that, as that bud is forming. So when it's little teeny thing and we can't even see it, a lot of times they'll get in there. So if you have a cycle where they're not blooming, or where you're not having flowers on it a whole lot, I would go ahead and spray it, either like a rose and flower spray, a 7 spray, maybe a malathion, and again, very early in the morning or in the evening, so that you're not spraying while you've got the good guys, the good bugs out there, and your pollinators visiting, the garden. But that's what's going on, is something's attacking those buds as those buds are forming.
Okay, so it's early, so I could probably spray them early, maybe.
Very early, very early in the morning. I usually, say the before 7 a.m. or after 7 p.m., you're not going to be getting any of the bees, any of your butterflies and things like that, or even on an overcast day, just so long as we're not really calling for any rain.
Okay, well, let me ask you one more quick question about, I got some weeds in there, and they have these little white star-looking flowers on. I think it's pusley or something.
Okay.
And what do I use to kill those that with?
I mean, you want something to spray, or just get in there and start digging, and to try to get them out of there. It's that way. To me, the vinegar and things like that, they burn the tops off. You can use those, the homemade remedies, but you are going to go in and you're going to be continue spraying. It will take repeat treatments. It will kill them eventually, but it does take repeat treatments. There are a couple of natural, commercially manufactured natural ones that I do believe have an agent in them that will get down into that root system that will kill them off that way. Otherwise, you're just looking at the commercial weed and grass killer type products. But if you're using those, you've got to be real careful around your shrubbery, is not to spray them. Even the organic ones are not what's my word? I just went out of my head. They're not selective. They're non-selective herbicides, so you still have to use caution around your plants you want to keep.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
I think one of the problems, too, is I've got so much of that in my yard whenever they sodded it and everything. It's got so much in there, so I can't dig them all up. But anyway, Thank you for your help.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Have a great day.
Y'all have a great day. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for the call. Somebody just texted me on my phone and said, I got crabgrass. I got a crabgrass outbreak. What do I do? Can I put something on it without killing my yard?
Yes. Actually, you can. Well, it depends on what kind of yard it is, what kind of lawn it is. There is I want to say it's the, I'd have to read the label again. I'm pretty sure it's the image for nutsedge, or no, it may be the one with the atrazine in it, or not atrazine, penoxylum. But that one you're looking at zoysia or St. Augustine lawn, maybe centipede. I'd have to read the label on which one. But if it's, a home remedy you can do is actually baking soda.
Really?
Baking soda will turn crabgrass black. You may need to do repeat treatments just to get to the root system. But again, it's one of those kind of weird things.
St. Augustine, by the way.
St. Augustine. Okay. Then the image product would be able to be used. I'd have to look at the label again, just to make sure. But you're going to do that probably in the evening and follow the directions, just because we're already getting hot. And most of the time we don't want to blanket spray the whole yard on anything once we start getting over 85 degrees.
When I was a board member at Keystone Heights Country Club, our greenskeeper, because we had a crabgrass outbreak, and he would spray them, but he also asked us as members, if you see any crabgrass around the greens,
go out there and pull it up.
Pull it up.
Right.
Because it'd leave, and then he'd say smooth the dirt over it.
Yeah.
if you do that in your yard with St. Augustine, will it
St.
leave a hole, or will the St. Augustine fill over?
The St. Augustine will fill over. Yeah, it may take a few weeks. This with the growing
Because I know
season
Bermuda will fill it
Oh
over.
yeah,
no
St.
problem.
Augustine heals itself, and it does. That's one night. That is one of the nice things about the St. Augustine. Besides that, is a nice thick lawn, is that it can outcompete the weeds. So if it's not a huge area, I would probably try a little baking soda, see if you can get that to knock down. In the springtime, I would, because you've had an issue or have an issue ongoing, would be to start with the preventatives on the for the crabgrass, usually 1st of February, and then again like the middle of March. There's a couple of them out there. Usually they're in the stores at around that time. They're not real effective once that crabgrass starts to germinate. That's why we do it so early in the season.
The same person said, I also have a bad outbreak of mole crickets. Are they in conjunction with the crabgrass, or is that just a bad coincidence?
Bad coincidence. Bad coincidence. Now, the mole crickets, you can go ahead and get your insecticide put down. Read and follow directions on it. Usually you're going to go on the heavier ratings on any of your pesticides. Just make sure it says mole cricket on the label, because otherwise you're wasting your time and money.
Mole crickets, are they grass devourers?
They are root eaters.
Okay.
Yeah, they are root eaters. They get to be about 3 inches long, and if you ever see them, they will come up out of the ground. You'll find ziggy-zags, little like finger-sized tunnels, unlike a mole, which gives you a fist-sized tunnel.
Right, the little bitty tunnel.
The little tiny
a mole
tunnels.
cricket,
That's
huh?
a mole cricket through the flower beds, through the lawn, and things like that. And you'll have dead areas of grass, usually smaller areas where they do. But there are insecticides you can put down that will, and you're going to water them in. And like I said, usually for your mole crickets and your underground pests, you're running them at that 2.5 or 3 pound, whatever the bag tells you, per 1,000 square feet, and then taking and watering it in. Let's not wait until we have Agatha come across and pick up. So we're not going to do it this weekend, but you could do it this evening. And that way you've got plenty of time to have it in there. It's watered in, basically immediately. And plenty of time for that to work before we have that rain event this coming weekend.
Yeah, because this rain event should bring 8 to 10 inches of rain. Is what they're
right.
forecasting.
If it's coming across like I know the Euro model, and I'll look at Mike's, and make my plans for the upcoming
If
week.
it brings 8 to 10 inches of rain, even if it doesn't bring the winds, even as dry as we've been, that's not soaking in.
Not
some of that's going to run off.
Some of that's going to run off, exactly. And we any product that you put on your lawn and your landscape, on that label, it will tell you, do not use if you're expecting rain within 24 hours. 1, because it will become a pollutant. 2, it washes it away and wastes your money.
So you've wasted your money.
Those things are expensive. Chemicals and things like that are not cheap, and I know I don't have the disposable income to do something.
Not all of us are Matt Gibbs wealthy.
Well, that's it. and then even on that, it's a lot of times you can't put them on a second time that close, because you need to wait that 3 months, because it was down at least enough time to begin to work. We don't want to put that down again.
Somebody asked me over the weekend, and I said I'd ask Carol Ann Baldwin on Tuesday, and thank God I remembered to do it, because they would have gotten me. With the rainy season coming, does that help or hurt with fire ants?
You will see them more, because they will bring that mound up to get out of that wet ground. Right. And so when you mow your grass, it's usually like it'll rain, you mow the next day, and the next morning the mounds are up, so it allows you to see where they're at to go ahead and treat them. But this time of year, especially, we're out in the yard, the kids are out of school now, so to put a yard treatment for the fire ants, normally they tell you to do a two-pronged method, would be to treat the whole yard for the fire ants if you have a problem with them, and then go back and treat the mounds. That will really suppress them down for several months.
I was amazed at a colony was just found. I was talking to a friend of mine over the weekend that they found a big colony of fire ants in a rotten pine tree.
Oh, yeah.
Or a rotten tree. Yeah, I don't know if it's a pine tree, but a rotten tree, and how it had fallen and
and was up on
They were at a golf course playing golf,
okay.
and they ended up getting bit like 15, 16 times because they went into that area, and they didn't see a mound or anything. They were like, "Where are these fire ants coming from?"
Right.
And one of their buddies go, "I bet it's out at bark and all right here." And they moved the bark, and there was
just
thousands. They said.
Yeah.
But my buddy got 16 bites.
They hurt.
15, 16 fire ant bites. But people think you don't see the mound, there might not be fire ants.
Right, but if you're
they get under
and when we're working in our gardens
mulch,
and we're in the
mulch
and things like that, that is one of the reasons why I began to wear gloves while gardening. I never used to, because I like the feel of the dirt. I like to be able to feel what I'm doing. You get good gloves, you can still feel what you're doing. But for some reason, you can tell the ants are on you before they're biting, and you can pull those gloves off or hit your garden hose and get them rinsed off before they start biting, because they seem to like to either run up a pant leg and the leader will finally, they'll get enough up there and one of them toots the horn or blows the whistle and they all bite at once. Yeah, kind of thing. Or they get up on your arms if you're if you're crawling around.
No fun.
Or you're kneeling in a mound by accident because you just think you're just on your mulch. You didn't see any ants. So when the kids are out in the yard, that they're going to be outside this summer. We're all out there, barbecuing and having a good time. That scoping out a few days before you're going to have an event. There's a few of the bait type, and they do work, but they work best in the drier season or, when we're not having rain, because once the bait gets wet, the bait's ineffective. Baits are not put on top of a mound. They're put around the perimeter of it, because if you put it on top, ants are smart. They know it's a trap, and they won't take it in. They will actually more than likely carry it away.
Right. They'll clean the hole out.
They will clean that. So you put it around. The bait attracts them to go forage for food. They bring that bait in, feed it to the family and friends, and we kill the whole mound. There's some of the dust ones. Read the label. Most of those prefer to be a little dry. Some of them do like to be watered in, or it won't matter if they get watered in, that they will still be effective. Some of the less expensive ones, the small bags that you'll find for $5 and $6. I raised the price just because I don't remember how much they are now. They were like $3 to $4. Now I'm saying $5 to $6. Those are usually ones that you're needing to put about a quarter to a half a cup on the mound and the surrounding area, and then gently water it in. So it's like fill the 2-gallon watering can and just gently pour that water over the top of that.
The one we use is a big bag that we put in a spreader and spread it.
Okay.
And then it says to water for 15 minutes.
Right, just to water. You're putting about a quarter of an inch of water down just to activate it and take it into that top portion of the soil.
I have a confession to make, folks. The reason Carol Ann Baldwin said she had to take care of that was she was accepting my invitation, my ask to join the In the Garden Facebook page. So I started looking on the In the Garden. It's very good.
Thank you.
You can find a lot there. So go. It's easy to join.
It's easy to join, and please, use this as your resource to ask a question. Post a picture like I did. What's wrong with this?
Carol Ann Baldwin. Talk to you next week.
We'll be here next week. Sure will.
We'll be right back.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
A U.S. delegation led by Senator Tammy Duckworth, the Democrat from Illinois, is in Taipei, meeting with Taiwan officials on a previously unannounced visit. Taiwan's Minister of National Defense reported Monday that Beijing sent 30 Chinese warplanes to its air defense identification zone near the island. That's the biggest incursion since January. Texas Governor Greg Abbott took time on his Memorial Day remarks to unify the state of Texas.
What happened in Uvalde was a horrific act of evil. And as Texans, we must come together and lift up Uvalde.
Many Texas media outlets will go dark for 21 minutes at noon Central to recognize all those lost in the senseless shooting in Uvalde, Texas, a week ago. We are USA Radio News.
Paid for by GovMint.com.
Have you heard? The United States Mint has issued the Morgan Silver Dollar for the first time in 100 years. Not only that, but they are also minted in 99.9% pure silver for the first time ever in history. Coin experts are calling this an amazing opportunity for anyone that knows the enduring popularity of Morgans. But you must hurry. Only 175,000 legal tender silver dollars were issued. These Morgan Silver Dollars are brand new, bright and shiny legal tender coins minted by the iconic Philadelphia Mint. Just call 1-800-888-7630 and you are guaranteed a new 99.9% pure silver Morgan dollar. The first time in history this has happened. But with limited quantities, you must call now to order. To learn more, call 1-800-888-7630. If you order now, you will receive a free collector bonus, a $25 value free with every order. Call 1-800-888-7630 now to secure your new Morgan Silver Dollars before they are gone. That's 1-800-888-7630.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
A deadline is approaching for funding for certain USDA partnerships. That's coming up on This Land of Ours.
Farmers, produce safety inspections are here. Prepare your farm with an on-farm readiness review. The Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services and University of Florida are partnering to provide this on-site preparation service for free. Our team of produce safety experts offer individualized support to make sure your operation meets the regulatory requirements. Contact us to help prepare your farm today. Request your free visit at www.fdacs.gov/OFRR. That's www.fdacs.gov/OFRR.
Peanut producers, fine-tune your farming operation with information gain at the 23rd Annual Southern Peanut Growers Conference, set for July 21 through 23 at Edgewater Beach Resort in Panama City Beach, Florida. The 3-day event provides farmers with information about peanut production, legislative issues, marketing, and promotions. The conference is presented by the Southern Peanut Farmers Federation. Visit southernpeanutfarmers.org for more information.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture reminds potential partners that the deadline to apply for the second round of funding through the new Partnerships for Climate Smart Commodities is on Friday, June 10th. The funding pool includes proposals from $250,000 to $5 million that emphasize the enrollment of small and or underserved producers or monitoring, reporting, and verification activities developed at minority-serving institutions. The Partnerships for Climate Smart Commodities opportunity provides up to $1 billion for pilot projects that create market opportunities for commodities produced using climate-smart practices. Through the program, USDA will finance partnerships to support the production and marketing of climate-smart commodities via a set of pilot projects lasting 1 to 5 years. For more information or to apply, head to the USDA website. I'm Sabrina Halverson for the Southeast AgNet.
Longer days are a welcome sight, just like these unbeatable prices at Rural King. Get 4 gallons of Pool Shock Liquid Chlorinator for just $9.99 a box. Or Taste of the Wild High Prairie grain-free dog food for $49.99 a bag, in-store only. And don't miss out on assorted veggie or herb plants for just $3.99 a piece. Shop these deals and more at RuralKing.com or your neighborhood Rural King, America's farm and home store.
When it really counts, depend on The Source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Today will be partly sunny with a thunderstorm this afternoon. High today 86 to 88, then partly cloudy skies tonight with a low 68 to 72. We'll have a mix of clouds and sunshine Wednesday with a thunderstorm in parts of the area in the afternoon. High 84 to 86, then a passing shower in the afternoon on Thursday. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.